Good morning, Bill. How are you this morning?
Okay.
Well, that's better than some mornings.
Well, I could try to find something. Wouldn't be that hard.
We all have to do that. Good to see you. How are things on the other side of the river?
Pretty good. Bridge was busy this morning.
What?
The
bridge?
The bridge.
Ah.
Long. The backup was almost up to Ray Hill Road.
Huh?
And way up on top coming the other way. So.
Wow.
And they were crawling all over the bridge, doing work. So.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I've come over, it hasn't been much at all.
Yeah, it's usually pretty fast, but I'm sure it's inevitable that there are times when it's busy.
Yeah.
Because they're planning to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some quite impressive machinery.
Yes, they do. You're absolutely right. Yeah, they certainly do. And I imagine they need it. And there is Jeffrey.
Hey, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Jeff.
Oh, let me fix my camera.
It was nice to see the top of your head.
Yes. Top of the
Yeah, nicely shaven. All right. Good morning, Bill.
morning.
How are you over there?
Yeah, okay. You?
Good.
Okay, that's good.
Actually, I'm doing well.
All right. That's always good to hear.
Had a good night's sleep. That always is good.
That's a really good thing, yeah, for sure.
How's your dog doing?
Um, well, she's moving around, bouncing around like nothing ever happened, but she's not using that leg a whole lot. She's still doing it mostly on three legs.
Uh-huh.
Which is good because she's not supposed to be bouncing around on the bad leg yet. She's supposed to be slowly working into it. So I'm working with her and slowly working into it, but
Yeah.
she still would rather bounce around on three legs and go slowly on four legs. So I can't let her outside loose without me being around, or she'll run around and probably do something with it because she always chases the little lizards we have all over the place and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And starting and stopping isn't really good. Maneuver wants to be gentle on it.
Uh,
We're getting there, but I've got to be really careful with her for at least another month and a half
oh,
before
wow.
yeah, they said it's basically 12 or 14-week recovery before she could be considered normal usage again.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, as if you needed something else to do, huh?
Yeah, I know. It's, and my other dog is old, really old, and he's showing a lot of signs of age too. So I've got to kind of be outside with him as well sometimes. So whereas I used to just let him out in our backyard, which is all fenced in, and they could do whatever they wanted. Now I've got to always go out with them. So
Yeah.
that is
Well, it
another.
gets you out.
Yeah, which is fine sometimes. Other times, if it's 95 degrees, I'd rather not.
But Jeff, you wanted to live in Florida.
I know, and I still do because I will take 95 over zero. I'll put it that way. I have to do that. So
It's always interesting to me how different we are in terms of that. I just disliked Florida when I was there a couple of times.
right.
It's the last place I would choose to live.
Oh, well, now what, is it just Florida in general, or was it specific parts of Florida?
Well, I was in two or three parts, and a couple of them were really nice. Uh, I liked the West Coast best of all.
Right.
I was spent a week on uh, that really nice island over there. Um, I forget.
Off of Tampa, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
and that was pleasant.
yeah,
But I don't know. I just there was something about Florida that just it didn't appeal to me, and
right.
frankly, at this point, your governor would keep me out for sure.
Yeah, God, I can't stand him. Oh my God.
So,
That's a
but
topic for another day, but he's horrific.
I'm glad you enjoy the weather and being in Florida.
Yeah, I like walking around in shorts and a t-shirt in December and January and February, I like, there's a lot to do around here. I loved living in East Haddam, as you know, but I was isolated. There wasn't much to do. You got to drive 20-25 minutes just to get to a grocery store. I
Yep.
like having a lot to do around here, and I like the weather. I've got some isolation with my house. It's a nice, good sized yard. I've got privacy. It's all fenced in, so it's a haven as well from
Yeah.
from the madness of everything else that goes on.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So.
Onward and upward. I would say the Tingshaw was very auspicious today.
Well, David, I was just going to say that my two dogs are both here with me right now. Their ears are up and listening to the Ting Show this morning. They were like trying to figure out what it was, and they weren't like getting anxious. They
Yeah,
were
right.
really tuning into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, how you doing? What um, questions? How's your practice going? Success, failure? Um,
Some of both, but just feeling a little bit better with the whole sequence we just did. Anyways, so
the kick sequence, good.
yeah, after we broke it down last week, it's helpful. I mean, I'm sure I still have to work on it quite a bit, but at least I know what I'm supposed to be doing, I think.
Jeff, I'm still working on it. It's all
Yeah,
right.
but it's a tough one. Just
Any,
mostly with the arms more so than anything else. What I'm doing with the arms when I'm spinning and kicking and everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to wave my arms and trying to slow it down a bit at places,
Good.
um, but to keep it smooth. So there's a balance that needs to
Yeah.
happen. I don't want to. I don't want to go movement by movement by movement by movement.
Yep.
So
Good. Well, let's uh, let's just start with any questions in the standing work at all?
no, it is a matter of practice. This was an off week, so
Yeah, yeah. Anything in that for you, Jeff?
Not really. Still sometimes don't know exactly which plane I'm rotating in on some of them, but I don't practice that as much as I do the form. That's the problem. So I got to focus on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I probably ought to do that at least once a day, even if you go through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't do it daily, so that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just do a flow. Let's flow through the standing work, and then we'll go
Okay.
right on into a flow of the form.
Okay.
That does not need to be there. Okay. So stepping out, coming into center, really having a sense of allowing your feet to relax and soften. And as Master Joe said, merge down into the earth. Feel the whole body extending upward, connecting by way up to the universe. And breathing, letting as much of the longevity breathing develop as you have. And then aware of twisting outward with the weight moving towards Shimian at the heel. Allow your chi to sink. Simply focus on that downward flow. Actually, this is pretty much the first stage of dissolving a blockage. Relaxing. Letting the water flow downward in your body. Let the chi drop. And then extend your mind through your body. Begin to be aware of the energy flowing both in and out, up and down, forward and back, in all directions. And then beginning, bending and twisting in, extending and twisting out, in and out. Just keeping that pulsing going. The hands moving along the sidelines of the body. And then down, bending, twisting in, extending, twisting out. Kun, earth. still working along the sidelines of the body, not coming into the center. And then going to Kan, water, extending and twisting out. Still small circles along the sidelines of the body. Then bending and twisting in, going to leave fire. Still working along those sidelines of the body. Developing that flow that's actually moving all the way from feet to head and back to feet. Then bending and twisting in, extending and twisting out. And now the circles are moving out to the sides of the body. So gathering and extending that energy going out to the sides and back in. Then up, out, Jun thunder. And still working with that movement of energy out to the sides. And bending and twisting in, extend and twist out. And now working on that energy moving in and out of the diagonals of the body. And even though the arms and hands are only visible forward, that energy is also moving back from your body, coming in and going out on the diagonals. And then drawing in and extending out. And again, we've returned to the sidelines of the body, having first gone to the Dantian and then to the sidelines. Then going down, pulling up, and pushing down into the Dantian. And stepping back in. And begin Taiji. So spiraling down into the right leg. Then stepping left. Rotate and shift to Peng and to Ji. Liu. On. Turning back. Step. Peng. Ji. Liu. On. Step. Twisting in. Twisting out. Reset. Single whip. Shift onto the left and touch. Step back and pull down. Draw in. Embrace. Shift onto the left. Step to the corner and shoulder. White goose spreads its wings. Follow. Focus. Stepping back. Separating and then coming together and separating again to down and under. And wave hands. Try to keep the hands and arms continuously rotating, not frozen into one position, but continuously changing. Then into another single whip. And shift forward, touch, step wider and lift hand. And then sit back and turn, rising to high pat. And then turn, step, rotate and shift, subdue. Shift, kick and strike. Subdue, shift in, kick and strike. Step back, turn on the left heel. And kick with the left heel. And step forward and single whip. I practiced those kicks much better this morning than that. So, questions?
Yeah, I've got a few.
I knew I could count on you, Jeff.
Okay. In the standing, just a couple of quick ones on wind soon. What is the plane that we're rotating in?
On what?
When we're doing wind,
Gun Mountain?
no,
Oh, Sun.
soon,
Wood.
wind soon. What is the plane that we're rotating our hands in?
So I've gone down to here, and the plane is right, it's right here, in and out, into the side, out to the side, in, out.
Okay. All right.
Really working with now the energy going out from the body in this direction.
Okay.
So you're working with the energy of the etheric body and all of this, of course.
Okay. And the other one related to the standing is just what is the level where your hands are for Dewey?
Middle dantian, which is the base of the sternum. So you
It
go
felt like
down to the,
felt like your hands were lower, like
you
almost
run
down.
out of bone, and it's right there.
All right. So I guess
So um, you do have leave fire is only going to be 2 or 3 inches higher depending on your bone structure. But Lee is here and Dewey is here. So it's not the
okay.
big difference.
Okay. Those are my questions then. I had, again, now with the form, I know last week you discussed this. Can you just go over it again? As far as when we're doing the kicks, how the arms are coming up and I didn't know, I didn't feel like I was doing that properly this time. So like from here.
From high pat.
Yeah, we could do it from like that. Yeah.
So I'm doing it facing you, so maybe that'll give you another perspective.
Okay.
So you're turning and stepping and rotating and shifting forward. And just as you come to your dynamic limit,
Yeah.
you complete this. And ideally, notice that, for instance, my left elbow is not here, it's here. It can't be 45 degrees. It just, that's not possible here,
Right.
but it can be angled downward. And that's important.
Okay.
And then you shift onto the left and the hands come up, not to the face level, up to throat, like throat level. And you're going to kick and then strike. And as you turn the hands, after you've done your strike, you turn and to the left, and the hands come back in. And as you rotate and shift forward, you go to the opposite subdued tiger. And then shift, kick, strike. And again, the hands come in as you step back and turn. Step back, turn. Oh,
You're going the wrong way.
The person is here. Kick this way, David. So step back, turn, kick, step, and there's a very slight rotation into single whip. Boom.
Okay. All right.
So the step comes immediately after the kick.
It does. The foot comes, it's kick, comes back in, goes right back out.
Okay.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Some days. So, other questions, Jeff?
Nope. That's all for me now. Thanks.
Did you? Okay. So, I guess I'd like to see you guys flow once. I can't see a whole lot, when, when my back's toward you. I'm working on it, but
I thought you had eyes in the back of your head.
sometimes I do, but not all the time.
Going back.
Hey, so how'd you feel that was?
A little ragged at the end, but um, am I generally keeping my hands and arms too high throughout the form?
A little bit, yeah, a little tendency in that direction. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I think they're less high than they used to be, but
yeah.
yeah.
I, um, it's interesting. I felt as I watched that I remembered having just, I've been rereading Master Zhou's The Tao of Tai Chi Chuan, and he had just quoted from the Wu Yu Xiang classic. Um, that if any part of the body moves, every part of the body must move. And if any part of the body is still, all parts of the body are still.
Yeah.
And um, I just repeat that because it's the basis of whole body movement or torso movement, as Master Joe used to refer to it. Um, and that's really critical. Um, it's never still.
Yeah, it's, I can, there are times when I sense what it is supposed to be,
Uh-huh.
that I'm doing it, but, when I have to monitor what I'm doing, that ends somewhat, the whole body movement. Um,
Right, pointing you to the
because
two steps of practice.
Yeah.
Practicing some part and flowing when we try to let go of that. Yeah.
Mm.
How did that feel for you, Jeff?
Um, Reasonably good. I'm still working on, as I mentioned earlier, the hands in particular in the last, the three kicks and all. So that
Yeah,
that part's still kind of, pretty choppy for me. Not smooth yet, but I mean, generally pretty good.
yep. It's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. It I mentioned today as we were flowing about uh, wave hands, and I just wanted to go over that for a moment.
Mm.
A, I mentioned last week or the week before about not extending too far out, and it can actually be quite close to you. It doesn't have to be um, a big circle out there to the side. Uh,
Mm.
and if you think of this in terms, but I always remember Dr. Xiang demonstrating with his son wave hands. And every time his son would come at him, he would just take him and throw him literally across the room and into the wall, bounce him off the wall.
Mm.
Um, so that's what's happening here. It doesn't feel like it so much in this style, but it is what's going on. And so um, this you're making everything small, and then indeed here one of the things is to try to keep the the rotation of that sphere going
Mm.
so that it's constant, and that's kind of important. um, the other part of it, of course, is that you're continuously bending in and then extending out and then bending in and extending out. And you're just trying to keep that sphere going, and it can stay pretty close to you. It doesn't have to go way out there. So, any question about that?
No, that's when you make that, when you put the martial aspect into it, it makes it easier for me to remember because, if it is meant to be a throw, I feel like if it's closer and connected right more directly to the dantian, it would be more powerful.
Absolutely.
So when you explain it that way, it's going to help it to sink into my head and stay there more.
Yeah. Well, it does, and as you catch at each side, that's
Right,
part of what's going on.
right.
Of course, the the first part is just getting a hold,
Right.
there's the throw.
Right.
Um,
Right. And that throw, you've got much more control and power if it's right here than if it's out here.
yeah,
Because then your arms can wave and flat, and it's just so to me that makes that helps me to remember it, to keep my arms in closer moving forward.
yep, good. So, of course, I did that with me not on the camera, but I'm sure you can remember that. So let me get back to. So after we've gotten to single whip, the first thing we do is rotate that right foot parallel. And I'll turn this facing the camera in a moment, but you are turned past straight ahead. And you're going to go down, and I'm going through an arc from left to right. You're going down and out and coming up on the right foot, because you're going to step forward and continue into the follow step, and there is here a sink with a push down of the left hand and a chop of the right following the two-step thing. So I'll do it this way again, and then I'll turn to face the camera.
Yep.
So you go into single whip, step up, push down and out, step forward, push, chop. Nothing to it. So go in here, come forward, push down, out, step, follow, push, chop.
I bet you want us to do that.
I bet I do. So do it with me. And we'll go slowly through it. So you've gone into single whip. And the first thing is you're continuing on to that left foot and rotating left to bring the right foot parallel, empty step. So toe first. Okay? And you're turned slightly left of straight ahead. And you're 100% on the left foot. So go back to single whip. So you shift forward, rotate and step. And the hands start to come in. And they're right centered on the body, but they start coming in towards that hold the ball position. They only come in to about the width of the sidelines of the body. And then as you go down, they're rotating, pushing down, and then rotate to both palms going out. And at this point, you have shifted your weight to 100% on the right foot. The left is empty. Okay? Bill, would it be helpful for you to be back of me where you can maybe see me a little better? Yeah. Okay. Let's just try that again. So go into single whip, Bring the right foot up, the hands come in. Begin to push down, rotating. Start to rise on the right and push out. And as you come up, you're going to lift that left foot and start turning to the right. To the left, excuse me. Lift the left and turn a little left, which places the left foot and starts the hands rotating inward. So that they, as you come forward, you're forming a right fist and the left palm is bending in. And you come to a follow step and you sink, pushing down with the left. So it rotates from a slight angle to pushing down, boom. And it's followed by a strike with the fist. Nothing to it, right?
Right.
Uh,
At the end, David, as we come down with the left hand and then with the fist, is our weight mostly on the forward left leg?
yeah, because you're in a follow step.
Okay.
Does that heel stay up?
Yep. Right heel is off the ground
Okay.
so that the energy is coming up that right leg and coming down through the arms. So let me do it facing the camera. That may help.
Yeah.
You can go with me if you want, but you don't have
I
to.
want to watch.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
So single whip, step up, push down and out, come up, step, touch, push down, chop.
Does the left hand stop before the right hand comes down to chop, or does the right hand start moving while the left is still moving?
Well, um, it's a continuous movement. So the right's going to be coming down to some degree because the body is sinking,
Okay,
but it's not moving separately.
right.
Whereas the left is pushing down, chop.
Okay. So initially, the right hand of the fist is held as the body comes down, and then it
Yep.
unfolds on its own. Well, not on its own, but after the left is pushed down, it
Yeah, it's a combination. So when you've gotten to here, you come to here, it pushes down and it's continuing to push a little, but
right.
this goes past.
Okay.
And how far you sink, that's your choice. So I was going pretty far down with it, thinking of getting somebody down on the ground, but it is possible that you just push and chop and sink a bit. Don't overdo it. But the position, uh, you remember, is you're 100% on the left foot. The right toe is behind, at least behind the line of the left heel, and the right heel is up because you're 100% on the left.
Oh, that's for the chop. Yeah. Okay.
For the sink, push down and chop.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the whole thing,
Yeah.
yeah. The right toe is stabilizing, but it's also open because you're pulling energy up.
How far up do the hands come from the push out?
Good question. Out, they come up, and it's chest height,
Yeah, okay.
mid torso. And notice that the hand has bent, the wrist is bent, the elbow's bent. Everything's going to extend and push down and then chop. Yeah. Question, Jeff?
Nope.
All right, let's try it with me. Be wherever you like. So start with the weight back and go into single whip. So rotate and shift forward, step up, push down and out, up on the right, step forward, touch, push down, chop. Want to try it once?
Yeah. We're still not quite this way.
Before
Because
you
it's a
go,
turn. Yeah.
after you've stepped out, you're on a little bit of an angle, and back weighted. So you're rotating and shifting, but not trying to turn all the way forward. Okay, good. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good first time. It was. Um, as you step up, notice that I'm coming in, and it's starting on this circle I'm going to make. So we go out into single whip, we step up, and it just continues down. And the hands are moving all the way through, and you end up in this weird palms out.
Yeah.
And yes, it can be here, that's fine.
Yeah.
And as you get to 100% and at your extension, you step. As you come forward, the hands come into center again, sink, boom. And when doing the form, we can think of this movement as just push, chop. Yeah, in application, it's going to be push, chop, but for the sake of the form, to develop the awareness of what you're doing, just make the movement smooth. Don't make it fast.
David, in that last part where you're doing the push chop, is your body's not rotating left or right, it's just going down, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's not what I meant. No. Stay with, oh, Jesus. They are constantly changing. Okay.
When does the follow step occur?
That's pretty good, Jeff.
Yep.
Do it again?
What?
You want me to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So pause a moment. Are you rotating as you go into single whip?
I'm rotating outwards.
No, that's extending. Are you turning?
My body?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing this as I do. Yes.
Okay. That's good.
I'm trying
I
to see
just couldn't.
if I can, yes, I'm doing this as I bring.
Okay, I just wasn't sure. Um,
So from here, because I remember after we do the kick, we step, you said save rotation, so I'm
yep.
rotating like that.
Good.
And continuing to rotate down.
Okay, and I can't see your hands
All
as
right,
you
let's
do that movement. So
see if I can adjust this.
yeah, there you go.
All right,
Good.
okay, so let's,
Good. Okay. Yeah, keep your hands on the sidelines of the body, not in the center. Yep.
they were too close together, you mean?
Yep.
I think they were a little too high too that time, weren't they?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. That one felt better.
Good. So the follow step comes. So notice I go step, follow,
Okay.
push, chop. So it's step, follow step, which makes sense. If
Yeah,
it's a follow
yeah,
step,
yeah.
it comes after this.
Yes, yeah.
So we're not trying to jump to this.
Right. And it comes as the hands are getting to their position
Yeah. Yep.
in front of the chest. Yeah. Yeah.
So that the everything's in position to do the.
And the left hand, the right hand remains above the left,
At
going
first.
down until the
Till it passes.
Yeah.
And you're right. The the
Yeah.
timing there is that this they're both going down,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then this passes,
Right.
and so this is going with the body
Body.
at first,
Yeah.
but then it goes further.
Yeah.
This is going faster than the body, but then it slows down
Okay.
when you chop.
Yep.
Because it's holding. Do you have other questions in there, Jeff?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Flow once more?
What?
Should we flow once more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you step forward with the follow step, the hands are coming up still a little bit higher than they need to.
Okay.
Um, I think I realize they probably really only come up about as high as the um, middle dantian.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't make that fast.
I'm sorry?
Don't make the chop fast.
Okay.
You have a tendency to do that
Okay.
in other postures too, to make the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save that for when we get to studying the martial applications.
Well, I obviously, when I'm watching you here or the video, I seem to react to if the arms go out, I go farther.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
there's a chop, I go harder
Yeah.
throughout. So I'm trying to tame it.
Yeah. Good. That's good. So that awareness is really good, and uh, so really thinking about um, not exceeding those limits of where do you still have root when your arms go out, because that's really I mean I can always test you on that.
Yeah.
uh, but it's a matter of feeling that too. You need to be aware, am I still rooted, or have I gotten to a point where if somebody pulled on my arms I'd
Yeah.
go?
Yeah. It's interesting. In the parts of it where I think I have changed it somewhat, when I started that process, I felt like I wasn't even doing the movement. But now that it's tamed and it's
Yeah.
part of the flow, I understand. Yeah.
Good. Good.
So,
Well, that's great. So you're doing the teaching of yourself that's important.
well, I try.
Yeah. No. Did you have another question, Jeff?
No, not right now.
Okay. So let's flow again from the beginning.
Okay.
You guys will be happier if I think if I put myself up here. Okay. Begin Taiji. Spiral down into the right. Step. Pung. Ji. the U, on, turn and shift. Pung, G, the U, on, step, down and under. Oh, what am I doing? Well, that was good. Okay, let's start again.
That's the real short form.
That it is. There are many different forms. Too many. So begin Taiji. Spiral down. Step empty. Pung. G. Liu. On. Twist in. Pung. G. Liu. On. Single whip. Shift. Touch. Step and pull down. Release. Twist in. Expand to embrace. Continue on to the left. Draw in, step, shoulder. White goose, follow and focus. Now step. Turn. Wave hands like clouds. And single whip. Shift, touch, step and lift hand. And back. High pat. Turn, step, subdue, center, kick, strike, subdue, center, kick, strike, step back, turn on the right heel, kick with the left heel and step, rotate and shift to single whip, step up and push down and out, step forward, push down and chop. Questions? It's getting better.
Well, generally speaking, I know where I screw up. So.
Oh, okay. So do you have a question, Jeff?
No, I just wanted to say again, which I know I've said in the past, but I find it very helpful when we do that flow together at the very end, because then when I want to flow during the week, I've got one right at the end. I don't have to go looking throughout the video for it. So
Uh-huh.
I appreciate when you do that.
Well, I think that's a good thing for us to do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Very helpful.
good. Well, we make progress.
Yes.
A little progress every day.
You got it. Great. Well, I hope you have a good couple of weeks, and I'll look forward to seeing you. And are you coming to Connecticut soon?
I really need to, and I really want to. I have not made arrangements yet. My mother really needs to see me too. That's the biggest part of it, but I haven't made arrangements yet. I need to. Part of it has been Bambi's recovery and rehab and all. Uh,
Oh, right.
but
Sure.
I really need to plan that very soon. She wanted me to, my birthday's March 22nd. Initially, my mother really wanted me to come up around that time, but I don't think that's feasible. So it'll probably be April.
Yeah.
Did you say you'll see us in 2 weeks? Do we not have class next week?
Oh, we do have class next week.
Okay. Because I didn't remember you saying anything about it. So,
No, no. I'm just I'm
all right.
just spacing out. It's all right.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
Such a good class. I'm spaced out.
Yeah. But I'll let you know as soon as I do have some dates. So I'll let you know. I've got to work out a lot of logistics, like finding somebody to stay here with the house and the dogs for a week or so too. That's a
Sure.
big part of it. So,
Yeah. Okay. Well, hang in there.
okay.
Thanks.
See you guys next week.
Yes. Next.
See you, Jeff.
Take care.